Good afternoon, everyone. The time is now 3:34 p.m., October 17th, 2024. And we are back from recess, and at this time, we will move on to the next order of business. The EAGI committee will be receiving testimonials in relation to the nomination of Ms. Miranda Villagomez Manglonia to serve on the CEC board. Ms. Manglonia was nominated on October 8th, 2024 by Governor Arnold I. Palacios to represent the 1st Senatorial District, Rhoda, and this nomination requires the advice and consent of the Senate, a procedure exclusive to the Senate. This hearing is part of our democratic process in which the legislature exercises its authority under the laws and constitution of the Commonwealth to vet her credentials beyond her education and professional standing in order to recommend to confirm or reject her nomination. And that is why we are here today. I now invite Mr. Paul Regis from the administration, the Office of the Governor, and the nominee, Ms. Miranda Villagomez Manglonia, to join us in the chamber. Mr. Regis, you may proceed when you are ready.
Buenas Day and good afternoon, Chairwoman Celine Arbabauta and honorable members of the Senate Executive Appointments and Government Investigations Committee. For record purposes, my name is Jean-Paul B. Regis, Special Projects Coordinator under the Office of the Governor. As instructed, I'm once more here on behalf of the Honorable Governor Arnold I. Palacios and the Honorable Lieutenant Governor David M. Apatang, and I thank you for conducting the public hearing today out of your busy schedule. I am pleased to introduce the Governor's nominee for the Commonwealth Utilities Corporation Board of Directors, Ms. Miranda V. Manglonia, representing the 1st Senatorial District of our distinct and pristine island of Rhoda. Ms. Manglonia has over 37 years of experience working in government and private sectors. She is a retired CNMI government employee and has served as a member of the Commonwealth Utilities Corporation from 2017 to 2022, where she was also the board chairperson at one point. Additionally, she received her associate degree from the Northern Marianas College. Having said this, Governor Palacios and Lieutenant Governor Apatang placed their complete trust and confidence in Ms. Manglonia to serve in the Commonwealth Utilities Board of Directors. I know she stands ready to answer your questions and present her plans for the future. Her professional experience, credentials, and commitment to serving the Commonwealth in this capacity make her a viable candidate, and we kindly ask for your favorable consideration. Thank you, Sizus Mosis and Giliso, Madam Chair Babauta, and honorable members of the EAGI Committee for the opportunity to introduce her to this august body.
Thank you, Mr. Regis. Bienvenido para todos y familia ni man presente gini. Welcome to your Senate chamber. And I would also like to introduce the members of the committee to you. We have been conducting hearings since this morning. I would like to introduce to my left Senator Donald Manglonia, who chairs the Health and Welfare Committee of the Senate and also the Fiscal Affairs. And then to my right, we have Senator Paul A. Manglonia. He chairs the Public Utilities and Telecommunications Committee in the Senate. And we also have Senator Jude U. Hofschneider from Tinian as part of this committee. Senator Corina is also a member, but she is excused for this day. I will now open the floor for public comments. For those of you who wish to make public comments, I ask that you please state your name for the record and the entity you represent. The floor is now open for public comments. There are no individuals from the public who wish to make public comments. I would like to recognize the presence of Representative T.J. Manglonia from the House of Representatives, who has joined us this evening in the chamber. We will now move on to the next item on the agenda. Our For the record, I want to state that the nominee received letters of support from the following individuals: Ms. Janice A. Tenorio, Chairwoman, CUC Board; Mr. Alvin King, CUC Rhoda Resident Manager; Mr. Kevin O. Watson, the Executive Director of the Commonwealth Utilities Corporation. Ms. Manglonia, may I ask you to please rise and raise your right hand? And I recognize Mr. Devin Macronas to administer the oath to you.
Miranda V. Manglonia, you do solemnly swear under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you shall give in the matter at hand shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Thank you. You may be seated. Also, for the record, last minute, we received a letter of support from Mr. Crispin Ogo of Rhoda. We will now proceed with the question and answer portion, or I would like to give the floor to you, give you an opportunity to address the committee and the public, should you wish to do so.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, Honorable Chairwoman Senator Selena R. Babalta, and members of this esteemed committee. I also would like to welcome Mr. Paul Regis for introducing me as the governor's nominee, and my family who are behind me with their support during this hearing. I am truly humbled as a nominee from the 1st Senatorial District to serve as a member of the Board of Directors of the Commonwealth Utilities Corporation. And I appreciate the confidence of the Honorable Governor Arnold Palacios and the Honorable Lieutenant Governor David Apatang, who have placed in me their confidence in serving as a member of this board. This afternoon, I come before you to discuss the crucial role that a member of the Board of Directors play in ensuring that CUC provides power, water, and wastewater services. CUC's mission goes beyond simply delivering these essential services. It's about fostering a collaborative environment that prioritizes teamwork, communication, and transparency. As CUC navigate the complexities of its utilities, it is essential that we work together within our teams, customers, and with our communities of Saipan, Tinian, and Rhoda. Collaboration allows us to leverage diverse perspectives, driving innovative solutions to the many challenges we face today. By encouraging open dialogue among the management and communities, we create a culture where everyone's ideas are valued and considered. Effective communication is the key. It ensures that customers understand the services we provide and the decisions we make. We must commit to keeping the lines of communication open, sharing information about our processes, projects, and any changes that may impact the community. By doing so, trust is built and a sense of shared responsibility is fostered. Trust is the key word. We need to earn the trust of our community. We must hold ourselves accountable for our actions and decisions, ensuring that our processes are clear and accessible. This will empower our customers to stay informed and engaged, reinforcing their trust in our operations. Moreover, we must emphasize the importance of respectfully sharing ideas. Every voice of our customers matters, and diverse viewpoints can lead to better outcomes for our community, our islands. Let us embrace constructive feedback and engage in thoughtful discussions that propel us toward our common goals. Transparency and accountability are not just principles, they are commitments we owe to our customers and our community. In closing, let us continue to work collaboratively, communicate effectively, and foster an environment where ideas are shared respectfully. Together, we can enhance the quality of our utilities, ensuring that we meet the needs of our community today and in the future. Should I be confirmed by this humble committee, I continue to pledge to work hand in hand with our board of directors, the management and staff of CUC, and our community as best as I could. I end with these quotes by Phil Jackson. The strength of the team is each individual member. The strength of each member is the team. And by Andrew Carnegie. Teamwork is the ability to work together toward a common vision, the ability to direct individual accomplishments toward organizational objectives. It is the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results, and that is to provide effective and reliable power, water, and wastewater services to our communities. Thank you, Jesus Masi, for your attention and commitment to our shared mission in providing essential services to all, and I look forward to this committee's favorable consideration. Thank you.
Si Jesus Masi, Senyora Manglonya. Dan si Jesus Masi, lokin yung nakseptay mapunta mo. Proprio si Jesus loke maasi puri sibisyon mo, giman mapusa. Gi CUC boards proprio na hogo on ma ina pago na taluani neste na komitea. Sa tatunga na bula asunto gi CUC. Za esta komeke makat ikiluus. Za manggayam loki gwini para ben spia afa taimano afa empeño ni sinya tafana ajuda. Cosa kisinya ta reglamo na za tanan dilonto utilities gizit gwini giza sinamai. At this time, we will proceed with the question and answer portion, and I will begin while the other members get their questions in line. Through a transition period between the United States Trust Territory management and after the ratification of the CNMI Covenant in 1975, the CNMI enacted legislation establishing and creating CUC. But due to delays in the actual implementation, it did not materialize until 1987, which up until that time operated under the Department of Public Works. During that time period, it was agreed that CUC would operate on a full cost recovery basis within 3 years after its establishment. To date, over 45 years have passed, and CUC has yet to achieve full cost recovery. Having been a previous member and previous chairwoman of the CUC board, can you lend us your thoughts on that? Why hasn't CUC been able to achieve full cost recovery?
I believe over the years, the management and our leaders have tried their very best to try to come up with a solution so we can achieve that. However, work must be continued with the different minds within the CUC, team. They have tried to work progressively. No, Madam Chair, I know that during my tenure as a board chair, the management under the leadership of Gary Camacho and his team, they have tried their very best to try to come up successfully, even with the stipulated orders that we have. But we have discussed several issues, and at this moment, I'm not liberty to say what has been discussed during those meetings. However, they have tried their very best to meet the requirements. And I feel that with the team and the board of directors working together and our administration, something may be successfully achieved. But with different ideas, with the different ideas that we have placed on the table, I know that we are getting there. It takes process, but eventually we will get there, but not at the right moment. But again, with the continued collaboration of everyone, the administration, the team, and the team of CUC and the management, I'm pretty sure that we will achieve something to present to our community that they will want to hear.
Thank you for
Thank you.
that. However, as I mentioned earlier, over 45 years has passed, and there seems to be a pattern in the government of delaying things.
Mm.
And I hope that should you be confirmed, you make this a priority because the people need CUC to have their financial books in order for them to realize either savings or some other relief if possible. I'm glad you mentioned the stipulated orders because that has been in effect since 2009.
Mm.
CUC has operated under two, not one, but two federal stipulated orders um, imposed on them that require the agency to resolve long-standing violations of the public health and environmental protection standards for water, wastewater, and oil management, and ultimately reach compliance with the Clean Water Act and the Safe Drinking Act. Zamalabe Sangonyo, I live in Precinct 1.
Mm.
Precinct 1, where I live, is the most dangerous water source in the Sinamai. There are contaminants in my water that are cancer causing. And I'm getting very close to suing CUC
Mm.
actually for this violation. There is a high concentration of PFAS in my water. I don't use it to cook. I don't use it to clean. Uh, I don't use it to brush my teeth because it's extremely dangerous at this point. It has reached levels that are dangerous. So I hope it has been 15 years since the stipulated order was imposed on CUC for violations of the Clean Water Act. And to date, it has still not been resolved. Too many years have gone by, imposing a dangerous risk to me and my family. So I just want to point that out. And to date, over 15 years since 2009, when the stipulated order was imposed on CUC, CUC has not been able to resolve the 14 major stipulations in that order. There are still outstanding orders that CUC has not complied with. So I would like to ask you that should you be confirmed, please make these a priority because it is dangerous to the community.
I'm
Do you want to add something or no?
Yes, no, Senator, with regards to, the stipulated order, we have visits with Judge Carter.
Mhm.
So I understand again that there are some questions, but no, I would like to assure you that should I come in again as a member of the board, I would definitely look into it and discuss what is the status of this stipulated order in
I
terms of
appreciate
our
that.
water.
I think out of the 14 mandated orders by the federal court, I think a lot of them have been resolved over the years.
Yes.
And we appreciate the efforts that CUC management has made over the years to resolve those issues because I know that the federal court, and I've heard that the federal court is getting close to actually putting CUC under receivership. And we wouldn't want that. We really wouldn't want that because then we have to abide by everything that the federal court says, similarly to the retirement now settlement fund. We have no choice but to comply with it. Now, moving on to water, it was published in the paper a while back that CUC, and this came from CUC information, 37% of drinking water produced, pumped, and chlorinated by CUC is being billed to customers and generating revenue. CUC reported it is losing approximately 200 million gallons per month of produced water, and the cost associated with the lost power is passed on to paying customers. The reasons for this loss include leaks, water theft, and failed water meters. That statement came from CUC officials themselves. So again, there are so many issues and actually there are problems at this point with CUC. So I hope that should you be confirmed, these are addressed once and for all. And I would like to state for the record that this committee will reserve the right to call in CUC, including yourself, should you be confirmed, within months after you are confirmed to see the progress that has been made. And I want to state that for the record. Also into renewable energy. We are hearing a lot of complaints that customers want to put solar panels on their houses because they want to save on energy costs. However, CUC is impeding that by putting restrictions that do not comply with Public Law 15-87, if I'm not mistaken, or 15-84, which allows up to 85% of private households or commercial customers to be on solar or renewable energy. However, CUC management at this point is saying no, they're not going to allow that. They're in violation of the law. So that needs to be addressed because we are hearing the complaints here in the legislature. I will yield at this time, the first round, and I will give an opportunity to the other members to ask their questions. I'm sure they have a lot. As you know, and as you see, you have two members here from Rhoda who also have issues with the Rhoda power plant or the generator in Rhoda. So I will yield at this time and wait until the second round. At this time, I will recognize Senator Donald Manglonia.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone present here today. Congratulations, Ms. Manglonia, on your appointment to serve as a CUC board representing Rhoda. I don't have any questions in particular, but I do have recommendations should you be confirmed to look into. I'm not sure if you're aware, but the governor, about a week and a half ago, I accompanied the governor to CUC power plant. And one of the major concerns is that the generator that we have may, it won't last until December. And so with the understanding that the board did not approve an emergency contract to procure a new generator or replacement, I think that's something that with the representation of a Rhoda board member, you can argue for the importance of getting one. The second thing that I wanted to bring up is the issue on whether it be pay disparity or an opportunity for growth of the CUC personnel. As you've probably seen, a lot of the Rhoda employees, they move to Saipan because there are more opportunities for growth, more opportunities to climb up the ladder, but everyone on Rhoda feels stuck. I'm not sure if they're given the opportunities. I often get calls to sponsor some of their travel to get certification. And so I don't know what's going on there. I requested for the salaries of all CUC personnel, and it's kind of alarming to see that not many of our people are given the same opportunities that their counterparts here in Saipan are given. And this is one of the biggest concerns that have been brought to my attention by some of these employees. The regulations are different on Saipan than it is on Rhoda, despite having the same position title. There's a lot of opportunity for professional developments that our people are not invited to attend or being sponsored or brought over to Saipan to participate in these professional development. And so it's all about increasing morale within our Rhoda department, our Rhoda CUC office, and taking care of the employees. Like you said, one of your ending quote you mentioned, right? I forget what it was, but it had to deal with taking care of the employees that we have in order to provide the quality services that our people deserve. There has been some requests, and maybe this is something that CUC can also assist with. There are several areas that people have moved into that aren't being supplied power due to the cost of installing streetlights, but any grant opportunities that could help in extending these services to these underserved areas is something that I hope you can assist with, down to Doogie area. That's one area that we have people that moved into those villages that our people are still operating on generators there. including past the canon. There are certain individuals that are living back there too that have for a long time been requesting to see if we can extend power to those areas. We are looking at some infrastructure funding that could assist in that, but maybe if people grant writers within CUC can also look into to see how they can assist in extending power to those areas. And so those were the two main issues that I wanted to bring to your attention. And if those can be addressed or see how we can assist you in addressing those concerns, we'd be more than happy to step in. But it would be the power generation, as well as the employee the pay disparity. Or another thing I wanted to bring up to your attention too was the Taiwan company that came down to Rota. I'm not sure what happened, but they came at the invitation of the governor and were sent down to Rota to assess the generator at the Rota Resort, and also to do a walkthrough at the power plant. For some reason, they were denied the walkthrough to the power plant, and so they weren't able to fully assess how they can come in and support. But I think any entity that wants to step in and help in any way they can, I think maybe that's something that we should welcome and try to see how they can assist. And so this group is from the Taiwan generation company, and the governor, along with some members of the legislature, had an opportunity to visit the plant, and they are more than willing to assist any way they can. And so I hope that this could be resolved come December, because as we all know that December, Christmas is a peak time for power, and I hope that none of the people experience any disruption in power services. And so however we can help help you in achieving that goal of getting that new generator, please feel free to reach out. I have every faith in your ability to represent our people as you've done so in the past. And so at this time, I don't have any questions, but if you can consider those recommendations being brought up. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Donald. Let me touch base on the power plant first. No, I assure you that should I come in, I will sit down with the board of directors and the management and try to see what is being done and try to see what we can do as a team in trying to achieve that. As for the employees section, before I left the CUC Board of Directors in 2022, our Board of Directors had worked progressively in trying to look at all the employees' classifications. With the help of Director Polino, Joey Polino, Kenyan representative, she is the personnel chair. She had worked with the human resources, and they had come up with the classifications in terms of salaries in trying to work amongst all the three islands and try to look at all the classifications that they have. It is very unfortunate that before I left, we were not able to vote on the adoption of the classifications because of not having enough board of directors. The quorum was not there. So when the new board of directors came on board in 2023, I met with them during one of their meetings, and I asked for their support in trying to look into that classification system and try to see what can be done so we can have all our employees from the islands of Rota, Tinian, and Saipan maintain those classifications and job salaries. I understand where the Rota employees are coming from in terms of the differences. It has been explained during meetings. We have discussed it thoroughly with the directors. And like I said, that classification system was about to be voted on. It's just that very unfortunate. We did not maintain the quorum. So I will definitely look into that again when I come in and discuss it with our directors and try to see what can be done. Yes, you are right. We have been losing a lot of employees in Rhoda. They want to come to Saipan or go abroad where they feel that their experiences can best be, provided, and where they can earn more experiences and try to return to the island of Rhoda. Same sentiment with Tinian and Saipan. They always share that concern where their salaries are not up to par with their counterparts, their our sister islands. We try to explain it to them, and the only solution is to try to upgrade that classification system. So I definitely will look into that. And no, it doesn't mean that coming from the island of Rhoda, being a member of the board. Once I go into that board, I represent the entire cinema as well. Our people, they move either to Rhoda or Tinian or Saipan. So I want them to feel that family system where if they move to Saipan, the camaraderie will still be there for them. That it doesn't mean that if you leave Rhoda, you lose out on that family system. When you get to Saipan, you will feel welcome and you will contribute to the community. The most important thing is to keep them happy. How can we provide a reliable and effective services to our community if we do not keep our employees happy? We don't want them to come into CUC just for that 8 to 5 work system where they have to sit down and just earn the money. We want them to contribute. We want them to offer their services also to the community. So I assure you that I will definitely look into that. I know there are some issues facing CUC now in terms of employees, but I will definitely look into it and try to work with our board of directors and the management in trying to solve these issues.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you for your response. Yeah, I just wanted to also bring it up because the chair and I have been. She has made me aware of some instances where there's a proposal to increase these top management salary without making any changes to the frontliners, and so I hope that whatever that was being proposed before your departure at CUC can be brought up again and discussed amongst the rest of your board members. That's all I have for now, Chair. How you do other members?
Jesus Mosse, Senator Donald Manglonia. At this time, I will recognize the other members if they have any questions. Recognize Senator Paul Manglonia.
Si Jesus Monsi, Chair. Si Jesus Monsi, Chair, Loki, no, na un accepta i appointment gini ni gobyerno dyan ni segundo gobyerno. Klaro gi so far gi jomo testimony na un gov comprendi afa ma successi di gi CUC, specialmente sti banda ni employees ya Loki enay za mago po na ungong na parang examina talo tati Iji siya i-classification nista para fan ma-appreba gialatsa za atan fan magadi ano za tatan mas izoloki siya i manggagi gi sampapa za ni talu siya na za ta tsagi umata ni ano siya sa ini siya no na bula siya turnover no sa kulangi compensation ti taigigi anay sinya ta compares and outro na gizagwam or mono na utility companies pues magufu na ungo keno za naging guamas kumprende no sukun na ogumas sinya kumprende no i ulo na benay Dr. si Jus Mosi si Senator June na isa gua introduce aktu gini mapasa gi mapus na session izi rates para i lanceros siya agi cultural rates utungan na gua aktu mapasa gi alatsa lo ti nibliga mampus i CUC izi lengguay gi pagwe lelengnya na kulan debi di umana gua no rate para i lancero no afamon i chansa no para sinya madiscute no za kogwan en discute no jalasa no chair.
Yes, no, Senator Po, unggan ginin madiskute no aneman hono i Board of Directors para tinian no pege no gi discussion Pues man ma-assure magay na sempia man mataatsong do ina opasinya maninazuda loki esti ilancero parewa gizaluta tinian zan saipan. Ni paro parewa i system za cosa kisinya todo fan man miresi neno gipresenti guaha residential no rate zani business rate. Pues no man mamamaisin magay na kausinya o fan makonsidera lo tihutungo manot sinya pago i discussion nesti noibo na board members lo be ofresi hamzo na inigi uno loki na tikilo be diskuti zani board members hapa sinya matsogi di po fan mazuda no thank you courage mampu si tauta na po fan halong gini gi bandan gualo lo estemano na pero fangagi mas interes niya zanggen takilo loki eno say rate da pwede zanggen hapa decision board members ni paroma ata neno za po ma-ofresi za guaha loki sempre no mo regulate neno no guaha agency pues tisinya loki na gini ni CUC ya debi loki de fan masoto talo todo ziman ni na na agency lo estando kalan bubulay sa kulis magay no taza ututugi papa lo be sigura hamso na sempre be biro tati gesi na hearing da be ekungo talo todo hapa se man madiskuti da be upega gilistaw tisinya na be ofresi hamso na todo do be togi gi umbiay lo be hatan ofa mas no importante zan ofa sinya na za be diskuti zan board members ang sa kaso in confidence o parestina sisa.
Thank you, Chair. Biano next gini gi datunga I offer mas gano uzung na complain gi tauta na stealing niya offer ji few adjustment charges iji fact rates and I guagua ni nita na pues toda pa be faisino sa kulang ini gi mas gisamizung masasangan ni Chagi fan mas na nagwa no explanation para itaw-tauta so makomprendi often no siya na calculation no za makomprendi sa mga na tuditepo taungo na complain no tanto hano mo na igual electrical charges and todo no so sita beti mas makomprendi jan temano na sinya no taribay no jeju na mago po sa asanga na si chairwoman earlier ji bulan na federal grant pwede gini gida sa ipan ni ji bulalan leak na jeji ge benti na no gumagawa kan loki elektrisidad sa no taprodus tanisita elektrisidad pa taprodusi ji na onum pues tada pa be faisi ni CIP project no focus sa faneno gi CUC so fan malulodzi ji sa como menos na leak menos na elektrisidad menos simpi gasto sa inasukun na inigi pwede gini gida sa ipan no na mas bumubula gasto sa aday 60% no malilingo na naonom za namago sa Biden infrastructure law bula sa lapenya za malago so natali no mas chadik si man machogi como bula mas engineer pues nota fan lo que no y otro net metering na pues luta no manapara sa ipan sa bulala na iji solar no connection na iji individual home luta taza magay deno lo ata fan lo que na temano pata baba tate na programa sa no i-complain gi CUC ling niya tinaong distribution system pa susteni como siga na bula mas na solar homes na lo ilekuna debut maatan no ko magawit nenigi rason lo gizaluta dan tinian tibula za distribution system sinya sustene no ko sinya ta baba didi no sa como gua solar balansa gi zani CUC sinya 20 mas mulibano mita siya gi matauto pues kulan malagwa so bay fasiseno na preciso tati za como sinya ta baba tati net metering na oportunidad mucho más comeke gua oportunidad siya federal grant para ta no mas available i solar gi za namago sa no Office of Grant Management kulan pa tutun tiyo chagugo esta gi dispensa Paul fanangi za luta fanena na po matutun na net metering za malago zo na bay li ko is net metering sinya matutun na no pues maulik tinian magay di zo niya power plant na ma privatize pues mas luta ane gumagi di privatization di tinian pues i otro no malaguzo na tatungon EAGI Office of Local Defense Community Cooperation under the Department of Defense befaisi no chair na tasangoni CUC so active gwi sa guma oportunidad neste na oficina under Department of Defense para tafan maajuda giza luta tinian ang saipan desta man mafattu guatu za como man machocho za neste na oficina no mama promemiti na patan maajuda gi para ma-identifika often na federal grant available majudajit gi aplikasyon gi often na necessário na para provide siya na data ja pa mana siguro na no makumpli aplikasyon sa fatto na infrastructure money pues ini na oportunidad no gumagi para CUC za precisamente na guato tomizo neji o faccioccio za neste na oficina jan i Office of Grant Management za tasigi no muna medyo deno na division i federal grant za simpi bula masa judo za simpi un find out deno como malumo gangen manafsuram sa bula oportunidad i para ta listo dyan no ta kumpli application process no pues taza ti benamigay no chair talo pa ba nayawa chair no dongkulo na si Jusmosi na acceptes ti na obligasyon na tsotso tali para representa i totoo luta dan interamente Marianas gi CUC si Jusmosi.
Thank you, Senator Paul. Sabay assure na beho ata neno lokoi utunga na tamana unsangan bula salapi ni sinya para ta aligo ni para zura lokoi CUC zan itauta.
Thank you, Senator Paul. Recognize Senator Jude Hofschneider at this time.
Si Jusmosi, no, Madam Chair, buenas tardes para todos y mangagi gini y especialmente si nominee Villa Gomez Manglonya gini ni gadbo na islan luta para mangagi gini dan ni manega gi live stream no tunga na importantisti na junta no sa has everything to do with our utilities the first and foremost no I brought you and I thank you for dialing in again and accepting the nomination because CUC is front and center right now in everything that we see. I know that like what you were mentioning earlier, it requires the core, the team, and the individual to make that a cooperation function with your vast experience in the past working together with the management team and with the former colleagues of yours is this is something that you're looking forward to if confirmed. I don't have any particular questions, but pretty much to offer some comments and kind of support basically on some of the initiatives and official man masasedi gi kada gi Marianas especialmente senatorials Masias Senator Ponya menciona the special water rates guahan ninjo na Octulo 14 legislature I believe na mapasa izulo tomojai si zonya initiative ni pro naguahaji izo ne pues it's coming around paguno especialmente como uno na member ni i Senate ne ni Maili no paunguni risti experience ni i pagzusya dan isti pandemic no ni unu gi zaitan no muspekta na para ta actually ta shutdown ni borders sa purizina chetnut lo masusedi the Stapoguno, we still haven't figured out how to fully recover. No, we're trying, but I think the challenge is where we're trying here to navigate to recover and return to pre-pandemic. And I'm speaking primarily on the tourism. No, even our target market, they're also trying to figure out how to recover and of course go with their day-to-day business. So but circling back with CUC, I asked that you once confirm really have a look at that legislation, because the intent there is, if we're going to support uh, our ranchers and farmers, we need to support all the way, because it's a very generous tax structure right now for food production here. First 20,000 is zero. You don't pay gross revenue tax. And anything after that is 1%. So gaigis tayo no, gobernamento guan na incentive ne. Pues go siguientes decision siya ng policy man mananalo kita dotan no area prewagi sa ipan luta dan tinian ni pro manangwa fanggaluan pasino pastain gagan. Pues si minatres gua talu kada uno gizaita no na isla no we initiated but azodaji mo export masya pragwam or pramagi sa ipan or what have you lo. I think we need to do more, and one of the biggest operating costs is water. So if we expect them to stay in the game and to incentivize their presence, we need to help them out, because the ultimate goal is, let's say for example, God forbid that it's going to happen, the next big thing, and we shut down our border for 6 months and there's no importation of food. We need to feed the 50,000 people in the CNMI. And what better way to do that if we have our own food supply here, to not only feed our people first, but also to allow them to continue and have a sustainable operation. So I believe in that we should all dial in as different agencies, and not only the elected officials, but the community, to support one another to assist us in making sure that food security initiative in the CNMI is front and center as well. And one of them is water. So I ask that if you are back and sworn in, and I ask that you respectfully that you reach out to your colleagues and reach out to the House to entertain it, because that eventually would have a levelized and equitable water rates throughout the CNMI for livestock producers and ranchers and farmers and all that. Di pareho ni, no? Sa pago different klase ti I don't want to say derecha eskwela lo, maybe different klase no. Number one, pago yo true no mansuetit gana base yang gua disgrasya gua laki no oportunidad ni. Pues again ni pago masusedi iutu no ground zero no tinia ni wipeout na ni sa ginenen no gua siya oportunidad ginezi infrastructure no funds. That's not necessarily through 702 or Office of Insular Affairs, but through other means. Gua siya man ma-preba line no the beneficiary is really CUC. Tat kumo water line relocation ita tinian, then is the underground power line, which is we've been very fortunate that the funding and the granting agency has been very flexible to work with us. But I want to turn to you to work with your colleagues to push the management and the engineering section to push through with the processing, because sometimes I see in the email threads that it's been a few months, and I'm not throwing anybody under. It's just that when there's a depreciation timeline on a funding stream that is very rare to come around, it's troubling for us if we don't see it moving. So I I respectfully ask na atam fan no son siya no tumonik do maupi Northern Marianas Housing Corporation disaster recovery ni dunya initiative sa sepa gua update meetings amongst the agencies ni para ta limon niya. I would hate to lose that opportunity sa no kumusta mo no sa lapi mo no at kubiragi the tisinya na patasedi no sa manggaygi pata manmanay patausan muli it's gonna beneficial, it's gonna benefit the community. Pretty much other than that I would continue to ask you to advocate again for the pay scale or what was the vice president was saying earlier. I think it's important to have a parity, not disparity amongst the employees, because really your bread and butter is your employees, and you have great employees, CUC employees within the CNMI. I see them out there. Ugo Fagadesi zi kada gua po mapuno kandi pa gua ano nuzung gopi sama na formay tauto muli gizu sama tungo manu sa sinya ma prepara siya ne nigi siya no malago sa bay point na rin no masya jota lili I challenges lo gua sa bula loki binaulik bilan mizu. Finally iji lilingin si chair babauta po iji PFAS ne gua Octo 23-02 or 01 tilachizo atam faneno na public law sa gaigizo na turisa na prosauno I sinema via Attorney General's office ni pro contesta por isti na bineno igaigalum hanomta. So I'm gonna stop there and I'll allow you to look further no natin sa gaigas tayo no Octo. It's a law to allow the cinema to be part of that settlement or case, or if you may. So if CUC is not, I'm sure that you guys are knowledgeable about the water quality. Atam is gonna act and then work with your legals to see how we can address this, because that's a very serious concern. Ang ginista stigitin potay like 40 some years, 46 years old, the Stapago, we're still dealing with this, then it's troubling for our community to be exposed to that known threat.
Yes.
No. So Taza must say no. I don't have any pointed questions other than to make some updated recommendations than asking for your support on some of these ongoing projects. No. It's just must,
Thank you, Senator Hauptschneider. No, I'd just like to say that before I left CEC, I know that they were working on the underground power for Tinian, and I had every confidence in the engineering team. I am just surprised that what you mentioned is like it's being on hold now. So
No, I want to restate. It's not on hold. It's moving, but we need to
very slowly.
Escalate it a little bit, because when the funding agency is already breathing down, saying, "Hey, we have this deadline," it's troubling, to see that. So I'm sure that we're working through it. Your staff are doing all they can. It's just I like to mention this so that you can also be part of your advocacy when you get back in, and if you get back in. That's all it is. But it just to clarify that they're doing it, but I'm mentioning that we need to bear in mind the deadline, the funding stream.
Okay, so I will look into that as well. And as for the PFAS that you mentioned, yes, I will try to sit down also with our colleagues and the management and try to see what we can do as a team in trying to address those issues.
At least ta explica uzong na what can we advise them as far as the exposure to that, and what the utility is doing about it, or what's the course of action. No, Tadamas and no, I want to reserve the other comments later on when the appropriate time. Jesus must. I yield back, Madam Chair. Thanks.
Thank you, Senator Jude Hofschneider. Apata did si Senator Paul Podesti FAC fuel adjustment charge. Zai kinempendek ko na CUC. Pudrason na bula dumidibi CUC central government CHCC mas dangkulo dibinya CUC gato CUC. And I understand the FAC, the fuel adjustment charge, incorporates CHCC's debt to CUC za hita umapapasidzo. And I totally disagree with that. I don't know what the regulations are at CUC that allow that to happen. Lo istigi uno debitin considerane sa manapapasi gana ba ni manapasi CHCC no. Lo estane un tuli i payment giningo zo apasi di binya. Jazange manapasi CHCC ne koporo na lutati isalapeo. So there's a double payment there that the board has to look into. Inigi uno na question in fafaisin i management i CUC. Jadi sti pogo tisinya ma opiam kloru. Koporo mananalo tati salape ta todo sa hitaw mapapasizo. As of September 30th, 2024, CHCC owes CUC $67 million. Tiutungo ngayon istinadibi ni paraw empas. Tatfoy esta ma-float i bond ni SIDA at one point para infrastructure of CUC. Tatiutungo ko sinya talo abiragi i CUC zaman mandibi. Put poro ma-apostis. Istigi uno neji full cost recovery mandated by the creation of CUC. Within 3 years, they will operate at full cost recovery. Lotisinya taimano ay fenomene matsatsagi lotisinya sa bula dibi. Zanging gohu dumidibi CUC mautut. Huwa sigura ho mautut kandeto. Ukomprendya na ispitat ma adadahi iman malongo no. Zaneno siya logwahaha genereta niya ni. Sagi fan umutut ko sa kisinya manaon loke. Do matungo klaro ko lalalay genereta. Sa zanging gone so, and I don't mean to be harsh on CHCC. Lo estas tine na asunto. Onyos ki onyos. Desta sagi para itauto. Da kumike sala esta i CUC. I genereta gwinigi power plant siya. Esta tisinya man mamon parts. Kung comprende no tungay no. Tisinya man mamon parts poro ma aregla y ofa madzazamak. Esta mafafabrika i parts sa todas ta parts niya mabebendi. Peligros ta ni mangaygit na istauza ni power plants. Jige jilalengya si Center Downun Maglonia na sinya bantiti kinadgat. Esta December. Esta contra emergency finonya no igawetnusti. Manahalumit esta genno. Zamunga na tanangas ta kisen mazama kedzu. Sa zangin mazama ki power plant na i-generata gi. Todsa otru. Replacement. At one point, anay si Garing Kamotsu i-director. Utunga na mamahan generata. Lo tisinya ma-offload. Sa dongkulo mampus ti omlad gyalo mi power plant. Idzigi kanang pendek ko. Pues mabira tati i-generata ne. Ti hulat ko mumpende no siya na klasen hinaso. Ko ti ma-ibalua. Mano ni poro mapegay generata zangin matu. Tisinya ma-offload gibat ko sa mampus makat. Manahono tati gi mano ni mafahan sa madiskotisa no za. Debi yung madiskotisa. Edun yung maship magi parts. Put parts. Inigi siya. Man mafoto na informasyon magi gini. Zabantyon tunga palo. Pues put favor ofa gihinasom mo. Taimano i CHCC ne. Nisinya ufetsas. Porofa na pasi loki. Taimano ita. Niman manapapasi. Kosinya put favor na laba mo. Seno sa hogo mas tumungusti sa esta gineneno na pwesto.
No, Madam Chair, no magahit. Esta man matutsinya bueno gi tamano sangan mautut. Durante nizoku term as the board chair, niyo na mautut magahit ECHCC. Ni por paro makumit siya sa esta board of directors dan management. Bula skusu magahit man mananay ham besin sangani siya na tiporo makontinua. Manapan mamadesi itaw-taw ta ni pumakadga eno. Dinansiyawa magay siya mas zota no residential customers kumakadga eno siya. Pes intagi ni nasinyan mommy manasadam dyan si Governor Torres ni para ben no accepta plano niya CHCC. Gitutun bula discussion logi otimo ni para ben fan matsoso mauli in accepta hafa no zunya proposal za inai siya certain years ni paro makumpliezo. Ungan ipo mapasi CUC manapapasi loki central government mananay halum loki azudo parewa zan CHCC law ane munazan contract mamaisin talo po fan makonsidera. Ungan izunya usage mas ko mahulo. Lo ti hutungo magad ane humuzung zo hafa decision board members na makontinua izo na amount matungo ha na mas bula CHCC ha uusa na power. Lo esya besangan na zangin humalum zo talo be fan mataasung za benen atan offer izo niya contract. Utunga CHCC magay na timan no man napapasi kada mes. Lo tutungo hafa magay management eno tisinya be OPO. Lo zangin humalum zo beho sek hafa humisima manu izunya contract. Zan ko valid eno na contract pat ahi. Sa itaw-taw ta guaha izi less than $20 kandi niya man mautut pesan man halo man manapasi ni $20 man magago talo para reconnection fee. Ungan siya man mamadedesi da siya kumakat ga. Los temano hit man masuso muna lokwe zangin masesediha otro na agency parofan no man usually power za itaw-tawta ni man mamadedesi para tautut. Pues no eno abay sangan magay na bay tagin na sinyaw bay check hapa masesedi za tamana no karabarado sangan David tahan masuso como team here da tali hapa moli para hita todo. Tiko mekelenya na David itaw-tawta pataatan developed taatan ni otro sanezota customers which is business than government.
Si Zeus Mosin na inupemugwaha mapropósito gini legislatura poro maribaha i-rate i-government dani business po manapareo. Cosa ki and this bill was I think specific to the issues facing CHCC ne. Gohu to ubota no gezo na bill niya pasi Senate passed the Senate gagigi House pago. Ubota no por rason na private businesses makumpara siya dyan otro na private clinic. Private clinic na gaha business license magugot and they are for profit. Government ay no lo hafamon gihina somo ko kumbeni para tana pareo i-rate sa basta sti tres na rate. Residential, commercial, and government. Sa government mas tatkilod sa idigi CHCC lalangyan na mampus makat eno. Za kusina makonsidera. Zo manapareo siya za ni commercial.
Okay, eno pago no Madam Chair no nisita ben patasun za ni Soko board of directors sa ben diskuti mas eno magay sa tisinya na bayho opi na tanapan pareo debiti umaatan loki hapa mas no istemano sistema dezig ni sinya no gini discussion siya zani apa research ni ini gini sinya bentin umadisidi hapa no umatso okay.
I otro no We cannot continue operating. Ita-hita muna dadanyo. Spitada di DBCUC, DPO a di DBMPO ti. Taimano gobernamento tani lola. Dan ginsigeta man addibi. Ti signas tina sistema na continua nige klorusta. That has been the past practice and it has not worked. And we keep expecting it to work today and it will not work. Un mention na ganay tempo mo na mauto di CUC. I mean CHCC. Mauling nun songan ano sa OPA, Public Auditor, gininun tempo man release audit report specific to CUC that they documented the agency's CUC's long history of political interference from in its operations by past governors, by past legislators. CUC is a quasi-autonomous agency that siya na political influence. Pues por favor, daw na bay mention no za un considera no za ngin sa kaso na ma-confirm ho ni ma-confirm mo ni Senate na nisita tana paras ti siya. Ita hita muna fandadan nyo todo. Pues por favor, daw na ifino mo na purong biro tati zon kung siya hafa na rekomendasyon sa bula siya no man maagang ofisinan mommy siya hafa na complaint dan office siya problema niya gi CUC istigi talo uno nuevo na dodoko CUC hana paray night hawk ana para man issue nedzo na mita prepaid Zaw ito na mita sa customer na sinya budget ki sa tungo kwanto sinya anahalom kada pede. Kini i regular na meter mita ni timatungo gyud timo ni mes kwanto pumapasi. Ito na debido mabira tatizo zangin man na para debido mabira tatizi night hawk. Sa customer sinya ha budget ki sa Lilia online, kwanto gastot to niya gidiya, kwanto gastot to niya gimes, kwanto gastot to niya gisakan sa gayga to din no na report no gi online. Enoa yasunto siya ni mas mandang kulo ni zauna no zaki gaygos ta gini ne poron ekungog jan para bing question na ho. Eno siya mas dangklo na asunto siya no para behu na open pago na taluan ni za ola mon za jangin ma confirma ho un biro tati za un ekung todo za un kasi sinya un tuli eno siya gato gi board of directors ni man presenti pa go no za in na priorities ti siya man seryoso. Eno para go. Is there anybody else who wishes to make any recognized under Paul Manglona?
Pabefacing na chair por favor, watan pa niji sitwasyon ni emergency no generate power outage siya roda na sa kulang didi sinya gwa problema sa ningoko na public utility commission mamalago pero makwestiona mas ejo za sipi tinaka zi benti zangwa protest ya tinaka lalu 6 meses za anafanluluan ni reji situasyon gizaluta za kulan befaisin za sinyaon ke kumpendi mas za ni power plant no mechanic siya supervisor dan empleo gi afatan ni sita gi bandan parts dan no gi temporario mientras ma-check situasyon ni genereta sa nungko na siga brownouts na Tada befaisin na chairs kunan agangafan papa sa akiri fattu i genereta nesta po makefan za bulap gua fanan challenge na tinaka tempuena zona by bring it attention na como emergency situation pa ako. Thank you.
Can you, Senator Poe? No, I would definitely look into that, and I know that Saipan is encountering power outages as well. So I would definitely ask, what is Saipan and Rhoda, how the system is going and what is, triggering all those outages and how we can best approach them. But I know that we have those, emergency um, procurements in place. And I know that, like I said, we have other system, other agencies that we have to look into it. And I'll definitely try, because during my time, we do not have that CPUC, as they haven't, they do not have a quorum as of that time. So I am not familiar with the board of directors. So now I will try to see what we can do in trying to address those issues. But again, this is a teamwork. So I hope that I will have the support of our colleagues, the board of directors, and the management of CUC. I am not coming in as a board member to try to oversee or overrule what is happening with CUC. I will come in and work with them and try to solve those issues as best we can. Thank you.
Thank you for that. At this time, we have no further questions for you, Ms. Manglotnya. Si Zusmosi ni tempo mo yun ni mato magi patavanita man konversasyon put no asuntong CUC siya. We will take a short recess, 5 minutes at this time.
Thank you. Thank you.
recess. It is now 4:49 p.m. And at this time, we will move on to the next order of business, which is miscellaneous. Do the members have anything to discuss under miscellaneous? There being no issues raised, we will now move on to the last item of the agenda, adjournment. Can I have a proper motion to adjourn today's meeting?
So move.
Thank you. Motion has been made and it has been seconded. Are there any discussions or concern on the motion?
Ready?
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. Motion hereby passes. There being no opposition raised, we will now adjourn this meeting. It is now 4:50 p.m. Thank you, everybody.